You 39. That's the number of missed calls a friend of George Floyd received. When he saw those missed calls, he knew something was wrong. And the world watched that video. And many speaking out today say that video was wrong too. If timing is everything,
fighting in the courtroom and outside the courtroom to get justice for George Floyd.
The time for change is now. That was the message at the memorial celebrating George Floyd. Reverend Al Sharpton delivered the eulogy.
To everything there is a time and a purpose and season. It's a different time and a different season. When they went in front of the Parliament in London, England, and said it's a different time and a different season, I come to tell you, America, this is the time of dealing with accountability in the criminal justice system.
From the courtroom to the sanctuary at North Central University, attorney Ben Crump on fire.
So when we fight for the George Floyds of the world, what we are doing is helping America be America for all Americans.
The service was private but open to celebrities and people who loved Floyd most.
Everybody loved George. We didn't call him George. We called him Perry. When you spoke to George, they felt like they was the president because that's how he made you feel. That's amazing to me that he touched so many people's hearts.
The thing that I would miss about him most is his hugs. Like, he was this great big giant, and when he would wrap his arms around you, you would just feel like, you were, everything could just go away. Any problems you had, any concerns you had would go away.
Floyd's body now resting in a gold-plated casket, a striking resemblance of the casket we saw during the funeral of Aretha Franklin and Michael Jackson, all known globally, but for different reasons. Tonight, the world knows a little more about George Floyd. And his sister said whenever she was hurting, she would turn to her brother, whom she called Perry, for a hug. Speaking of hugs, keep in mind we are in the middle of a pandemic, but there were a lot of hugs and tears inside the sanctuary tonight. Julie and Randy?
Well, Adrian, I think you did a really nice job of summarizing what were so many different emotions and moments in that memorial service. Was there one that really stuck out to you? There were several moments people inside like you were got to their feet.
As the service came to a close, Reverend Sharpton asked everyone in the audience to stand for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, the amount of time the officer had his knee on Floyd's neck. That perhaps was the most emotional moment. I saw people try to hold back their tears, but they couldn't. They broke.
And we want you all over the world to stand with us for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
8 minutes.
That's a long time.
Is the time it took to capture the world's attention.
Think about what George was going through, laying there for those 8 minutes, begging for his life.
10 days ago, the world learned the name George Floyd, killed in police custody. His death ignited the next movement.
But we've never had a demonstration around injustice like this, where in many cities they're whites, majority white cities, are leading those demonstrations.
Martin Luther King III, oldest son of the civil rights leader who dreamed everyone would be treated equally, was among those paying tribute.
When you see the video, we all know how graphic it is. It captured the imagination of the world. Very few things do that. So this is an unusual moment in the history of humankind.
The memorial, a celebration of George, whom his family called Perry and Big Floyd.
George was somebody who was always welcoming, always made people feel like that they were special. The thing that I would miss about him most is his hugs. When he would wrap his arms around you, you would just feel like everything could just go away. Any problems you had, any concerns you had would go away.
I want to make it clear on the record.
Paired with celebration was a plea for change.
Will Packard, it was that other pandemic that we're far too familiar with in America, that pandemic of racism and discrimination that killed George Floyd. We fight for the unknown George Floyds of the world.
And a push for social justice.
When we fight for the Philando Castiles of the world. When we fight for the Jamar Clarks of the world.
God shall.
8.
Go on home, George.
A symbol of a new beginning.
You changed the world, George.
And the perfect time to pursue change.
What we want, not two justice systems in America, one for black America and one for white America. What we endeavor to achieve is equal justice for the United States of America, and George Floyd is the moment that gives us the best opportunity